Hello, student. Welcome to Karnataka LMS, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. This is a program of management and subject is organizational behavior. I'm yours, Ranjitha B.R. Today, in this session, I'm going to present a topic on application of organizational behavior in management. So, as you know, the management functions we broadly classify it as planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So, what is planning? Organizational activities are starts with planning. Planning means deciding in advance what work needs to be done, when, and how to do it, and who is responsible for doing it, what the necessary work component should be, and the contribution of each such component and the manner of accomplishing the work. So planning process involves the three steps. Number one, determination of the objectives of the business and breaking up those objectives into goals and formulation of policies, programs, budget, and procedure, rules, strategies, and schedules to achieve those objectives. So in brief, we can say that planning is always forward-looking and preparing for the future. Planning is a bridge, the gap between where we are and where we want to be in a desired future. That is planning. Then next, we'll move on to organizing. Once objectives are established and plan developed, efforts are made to muster resources that may be physical and human to carry on the planned activities. This involves determination of what activities are required to achieve goals. Grouping of these activities to manager and delegation of authority to carry them out is called as organizing. Okay, next one, that is directing. Directing is the managerial function of guiding and leading people. It is not only issuing orders and instructions. We always confuse that directing means we are giving it only issuing the orders and instructions, but it also includes the process of guiding, leading, inspiring, supervising, and communicating, and maintaining a congenial work environment to get best efforts of employees is also a function of direction. This function is also called by various names like leading, motivating, and so on. So next one, it is controlling. Controlling is the process by which managers ensure that resources, human and physical, are obtained and used effectively and efficiently towards the accomplishment of the organizational objectives. Controlling function of management involves four main elements. Number one, establishing standards of performance. Establishing standards. Next, measuring actual performance with the established standards. Third one, analyzing deviations, if any, from standard in order to make correction before completion of sequence of activities. Correct, it is a correction part. Next one, taking corrective action to prevent such happening in future. So this is about the controlling, and briefly I given an explanation about these management functions. Let me move on to the application of organizational behavior in management. How OB impact makes an impact on management. So it may be studied under management roles and management skills. So first we'll see the management roles. And there's number one, it is interpersonal roles. So it may be leadership, figurehead, liaison. So management, under management roles, organization behavior helps in leadership. So what do you mean by leadership? The word leadership has been widely used by by so many people, business executives, is always used by one or the another person. The real meaning is, it is not very clear. Who is the leader? Maybe we can quote some definitions on leadership. Leadership is the process of encouraging and helping others to work enthusiastically towards objectives. So next, it may be leadership can be called as a behavior of an individual when he is directing the activities of a group towards a shared goal. So under the leadership, he has to hire the people for the organization. It may be, we call it as a staffing function of the management. Then we have to give them a training. We have to make them prepare for the organization needs. Then after giving the training, we need to motivate them so that once the employees are motivated, then it becomes very easy to accomplish our organization goals. And to be a successful organization, the employees, the human factor in the organization should always be motivated. Once they motivated, they get the job satisfaction. So, and then disciplining. Even giving, after motivating job satisfaction, we have to keep them very disciplined, so that our ultimate objective is to attain our goals. So the figurehead, it means the ceremonial and the symbolic duties as a CEO, as the manager of the organization. He is a ceremonial person. So, and some symbolic duties he has to discharge. Then he contacting the people for the information. He act as a liaison in the organization. He contacts people. It may be internal or external people, meet the people, go for the meetings, attend the meeting, cause for the meeting. It may be internal or external, and exchange of the information will take place, and he collects the information. So these are all, we can group it as a management roles. Then second one, informational roles. He monitor, collecting information from environment. When he monitors the information, collects the information, and he has to disseminate the information. I mean, transmitting the information within the organization. Information collected by the internal and external environment should be disseminated in the organization, should be shared with other people. It may be with the subordinates, it may be with the executives. Then he is the spokesperson. He represents the organization to the outsiders. He speaks about his organization. He establishes a cordial relationship with the external people. He becomes a spokesperson about his organization. That role we can call it as a informational role. So then he has to play a decisional role. So as an entrepreneur, initiating new projects, starting a new project, and improve the performance of those projects. So this is the entrepreneurial role. Then disturbance, he has to disturbance handler. whenever there is a conflict arises within the organization or with the outsider environment, he has to handle those situations. Disturbance handler, correction has to be done, and solving those problems. So correction means future, it may not arise in a future, and he has to solve those problems. He has to handle the disturbances. Then he is a resource allocator. It may be human, physical, and monetary. All the resources, human resource, it may be human resource, it may be a physical resource, it may be a monetary resource. He has to allocate them. So it is the activity of budgeting. So you have already studied in the principles of management, what is the budgeting. So he has to allocate the resources as per the goals, organizational goals. Then he is a negotiator. He has to bargain for the advantages of his organization. He should negotiate with the external environment. So now we'll move on to the management skills. It may be a technical skills, human skills, and the conceptual skills. What is the technical skills? It is the ability to apply specialized or expertise knowledge into the management. So then human skills. Human skills means the ability to work with, understand, and motivates other people both individually and in groups. That is the human skills. Then a conceptual skills, the mental ability to analyze, diagnose complex situations. This includes looking at relationship, attempting to attribute causes, looking at. So always OB, organizational behavior, offers several ideas to management as to how human factors should be properly emphasized to achieve organizational objectives. Then organization behavior helps human being in changing money motivated behavior to multi-motivated behavior. So then organization behavior helps the manager to understand the behavioral pattern of the people and shape this pattern to achieve organizational objectives. So understanding human behavior may be in a management, maybe in an individual level, interpersonal level, group level, and intergroup level. We can study his human behavior, how he behaves as an individually, then interpersonal level, then how he reacts, how his attitude will be whenever he is in a group. Then organization means consists of so many groups. So intergroup communication, intergroup behavior, how he behaves. So this is all understanding human behavior. Then controlling, directing human behavior. When we understand his behavior, we can control them and direct those human behavior for the betterment of the organization. Betterment of the organization means achieving organizational goals. It may be through exercising the power and sanction, or giving the proper leadership, or proper communicating the things with the within the organization, then the organizational climate. So thereby, I end this session. Thank you.